Welcome to Witchfinder's Gaming Vault on tour again. I'm a little bit close to home this time, about 65 miles north of my house in Stoke in Bury, and I'm here to look at the UK's biggest public arcade, probably the biggest arcade in Europe in fact, Arcade Club, which is in this mill, former mill I should say, here in Bury. I thought since I'd looked at all the arcades in New Hampshire, I should look at some in Old England, and what better one than Arcade Club. So let's head up to the top floor of this mill and check out Arcade Club's first floor. So here's the entrance to the main floor, the top floor, which is the original floor of Arcade Club, and there's lots of sweets on sale, retro sweets and other merchandise. You can get some alcoholic beverages from the bar over there, and there's a few cabs in this area and lots of sofas if you want to just relax for a little bit or eat some food. So we've got Arkanoids, and we've got Crazy Kong, which you might remember from a very old video I did, the high score tournament at the arcade barn, that's from there. There's another look at that bar, there's a few pinball machines down that corner as well. We've got a Warlord's cocktail 4-player which you can play on while you're sitting and having a drink or whatever, and a few non-arcade games over there. And here's the first set of cabs. So we've got Strike Force, it's a midway game which I've never actually played. Classic Tempest vector game, Rally X or Rally Cross, Burger Time, Hyper Sports and Defender. So let's now go into the main arcade room. And you're greeted by a Ridge Racer and a Candy Cab with Super Bishi Bashi on there, and then we've just got a big long row of Electrocoin Jammer Cabs. Pick out a few of the better games along here. Got Double Dragon 2, Robocop, Raiden, New Zealand Story, Ghosts and Goblins and Pac-Land, and over this side we've got things like Shadow Warriors, Strider, Halcon, which is also known as Slapfight, Star Force, and Toplan game Hellfire. Continue walking down. We've got Pac-Man there, Golden Axe, Commando, Sunset Riders, Kung Fu Master, and over this side we've got a Neo Geo, I'm not sure what that is, an R-Type Leo, some more shoot 'em up games and some shooting games. So we've got House of the Dead, Point Blank 1 and 2, Time Crisis, Crisis Zone, we've got Gauntlet 1 and 2 here. And a nice line of cabs here is Super Off-Road, Super Punch-Out, Stand-Up Atari Star Wars, Battle Zone, Super Pac-Man, R-Type, Classic Donkey Kong, Missile Command, Food Fight, which is one of my favourites I found at Fun Spot in 2013 and played again recently when I was over there. Really good game. One of those games you can't really play on main because the joystick's kind of a weird one. It's kind of slightly optical, I think. And we've got a Super Sprint, Monkey Mole Panic, which is basically a Japanese game like Whack-A-Mole, but you use these big buttons instead of actually whacking the moles. We've got a load of sit-in racing games along this side, so Sega Rally, Rave Racer, Chase HQ2, the classic Outrun sit-in, Hard Driving, Super Hang-On, and an Outrun 2 sit-in as well, which is very cool. Crazy Taxi, an 18-wheeler. More shooting games and driving games here, so Operation Thunderbolt, all the Chase HQ style games, Roundup 5 and Super Chase, and Chase HQ's over there next to APB, Power Drift, Afterburner, Spy Hunter, all the classics basically, the driving and shooting game genre, Enduro Racer, the Star Wars Trilogy Arcade, a bit later game, 1942, Space Harrier, it's a sit-down but not a sit-in Space Harrier, sit-down Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and a bit of an older shooting game there, Elite Crossbow, that's certainly a rare one. So let's go and have a look at the sort of core of this arcade, which is where all the classics are. All the sort of legendary arcade games like Mr. Do, Zaxxon, Black Widow, which is a vector style game. If you've not played it, I definitely recommend giving that a go if you come here. It's a twin stick shooter on a spider's web. We've got Frogger, Carnival, Crystal Castles, Donkey Kong Jr., Defender and Moon Patrol, Robotron, Big Williams line up here, Stargate, and then we've got Gyrus, Dig Dug, the legendary Pac-Man of course, Tron, which is a super cool looking cabinet. Not such a good game, but definitely a nice cab. And we've got Galaxian, Centipede, Asteroids, all the usual stuff you'd expect from an arcade from the early 80s in fact. We've got a pole position sit-in and a Star Wars cockpit. Lovely, lovely Star Wars cockpit. And then we've got classic shooters like Phoenix and Time Pilot, and all the games like Kicks, Tapper, complete with the beer colour things, Track and Field, and Joust. And continuing around the arcade club, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Vendetta, 4-player Konami games, and The Simpsons to go with them. Some more driving games there. A few other interesting games. There's a whole Atari line up here in fact. Millipede, Gallagher 88, Pac-Mania, we've got Sinistar and Joust 2. We've got some candy cabs with Bubble Bobble, some toe plan shooter there, I'm not quite sure which one that is. We've got a sit down stun runner, some Naomi cabs with Virtua Tennis and Ikaruga, Marble Madness. We've got a fighting game line up there over there with Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, and a few more games just to round things off, including Popeye, which is horrible, another Track and Field, and another Hypersport. We've got a Nintendo Red Tent, which currently seems to have Blue Fight on it, but it's actually switched off at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. And just to round things off down this little side that I didn't go through when I first came in, we've got Midnight Resistance, Wonder Boy on a Neo Geo Lordsvale cab, Double Dragon and another Super Hang-On, and some console games for younger players to play on. And that brings us back to the front of the arcade. So that's the first floor, or actually third floor of the building, but first floor of Arcade Club. Let's now head downstairs and take a look at floor 2, which opened fairly recently, about in the last 6 months. So down a flight of stairs, and this is the entrance to floor 2, which is a very different affair to the upstairs. There are still arcade machines in this section as well, but there's also a nice bar, some top spec gaming PCs networked together, but we've also got arcade games like Asteroids Deluxe and Space Invaders, some cocktail machines including another Warlords cocktail, and Ms. Pac-Man and Galaxian. Nice row of candy cabs here, which they use for fighting game tournaments on various occasions. Some dancing machines as well, and the Taiko Drum Master. Massive House of the Dead 4, and then Super Monkey Ball with the banana-shaped joystick. A few more classic cabs here, another Time Pilot, another Scramble, another Robotron. So if you can't play them upstairs, you can play them downstairs. Burger Time Cocktail, humongous projector screen there with Mario Kart on. And some more console style stuff along here. So we've got stuff like the GameCube, Mega Drive, SNES and so forth. Street Fighter 4, Outrun Stand Up and another Asteroids. candy cabs. Lots of the fighting games on, Street Fighter and the like. All variants of Street Fighter. In fact, apart from this Cyvern shoot 'em up there, vertical shooter. Got another Outrun 2, standalone this time. I'm not sure what that is. I assume it's a jukebox, is it? I don't really know. No, it's some kind of game, but I have no idea what that is. Some Xbox Ones and PS4s. Lots of sofas to sit around on as well. So, all in all, excellent addition to the upstairs. Different kind of scene here, more laid back and definitely geared towards casual gaming a little bit more, but still lots of good stuff to play as well. So that's the second floor of Arcade Club. Spoke to Andy, the owner, recently, earlier on, and he says there will be more to come from Arcade Club. They will be looking to do a third floor at some point. Also a nice selection of board games here. And lots of old magazines to read, including the Micro User, which I used to have monthly when I was a kid, being a BBC Micro user. So that's pretty cool. So there you go, that's Arcade Club. Bigger and better than last time I visited, and going strong. Great thing to see. And the public can come here and play games all day for £10 for the upstairs or £15 for both floors, which is a bargain if you make a day of it. I've been here about 6 hours and definitely got my money's worth. If you want to find out more about Arcade Club, visit the website that I'm putting on screen now, and get yourself up here to Bury, or down if you live north of Bury.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.